Hello, all. Uh, Let me welcome you to this again super exciting session today. So, before we start as a practice, we will have 5 to 10 deep breaths. Deep breaths meaning and why we do this. We do this simply to center ourselves, to ensure that we are calm, relaxed, and focused, right? Because this is the end of the day, you guys are tied up, entire day has gone. So just to ensure that before we start something new, we start learning something different, exciting, you have to be at best of your concentration and as well as calm in mind. So how do we do this? It's a very simple practice. We take a deep breath using our nose, then we try to hold that breath inside for a couple of seconds as per your own capacity. And then we can release the breath using our mouth. Okay. I will try to demonstrate that making sound so you can understand how it sounds. But while you're practicing it, you did not make any sounds. So you can have at least 5 to 10. 10 generally helps you to relax better. 5 is little shorter. That's why we emphasize on at least 10 deep breaths. So I'll just demonstrate that to you. On the similar ground, please go ahead and continue. I'm going on mute and I'm also doing the same at my end. Post that is done, then we can start our session. Thank you so much. So before we start this very interesting topic called business analysis using model tools, may I know, is there anyone who is joining for the first time?
Yeah, hi Prerna. This is Mahipal. Actually, I uh, joined earlier batch, not this one. But yeah, I mean, after some gap, I'm rejoining this training session. Hello.
Yes, sorry, I'm so sorry, I was on mute. So I was saying that earlier you had joined different batch, but now you're continuing in this batch, right?
Yeah,
Okay, fine. So just to make sure that everybody knows you and we get a revision of your background, can I request you to share some details like what is your educational background, if you have any work experience in IT, non-IT, anywhere, and where are you based at, and any interesting fact you would like to know about
all
anything.
right, okay.
So can you please go ahead and give us some
Yeah,
details, please?
sure, Prerna. All right, so my name is Mahipal Chudasma, and I have done my BSc with the chemistry and then MBA in the marketing and finance. I'm based in Canada. I migrated in Canada in 2019. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
Canadian citizen right now. And mainly my background is into banking and finance. I'm not into
Okay.
IT, completely from the non-IT background. But recently, I've seen that, lots of people from the
Mm-hmm.
non-IT, they are, getting into the IT. So I was also interested, and this is how I made up my mind
Right.
that I want to go into this, line of work.
Okay. So sounds good, sounds good. And trust me, rather working in banking and finance would projects related to banking and finance whenever they come to IT, right? Because there are a lot of IT projects related to this domain. It's a very huge and very interesting domain, and it has a lot
Yeah,
of projects coming in most of the time. So yeah, absolutely, your background would help, and your past experience would be definitely useful for you. Super. So thank you so much once again. So before we start, guys, today we are going to learn a lot of interesting, practical, useful business models. So you may ask, what are these business models and why do they help and what do they do? So let us get into them one by one. Okay, wait a second. Somebody, today a lot of people are joining, rejoining. So yes, yeah. So again, I think Stuti has joined. Let me just cross check. Is there anyone who is joining for the first time? Yeah. Is there anyone who is joining for the first time today, apart from Mahipal? Okay. Okay, fine. So let us understand these analysis models one by one. Okay. Okay. They are we are continuing that. So we also have, we started. Okay. Can I request some, like 6 people to read this one by one? What is mentioned on the screen, please? So we'll be learning them each individually.
activity
Go
diagram,
ahead.
Maps,
Thank
mind
you.
maps,
Next.
product roadmaps,
Perfect. Right.
SWOT analysis,
Perfect.
Fishbone
Next.
diagrams,
process flow diagrams.
Yes, thank you. Next. Okay, that was fishbone diagram. Okay, fishbone. The name is important. Yeah. Okay, did you say the last one? I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
yeah, we said that, Prerna. Fishbone diagrams, I said,
Okay,
and
so
then
let
Prerna
me.
said process flow.
Okay, so it was maybe just maybe voice modulation at my end. Okay, perfect. Let us go ahead. Yeah, these next. One by one, please. People who have not
Base
spoken, Guys, before we start, let me again revise. This is an interactive session. We talk, we discuss. So yeah, go ahead.
Visual modeling.
Workflow diagram.
Yeah, thank you.
ER
Yeah, diagram.
diagram.
Workflow diagram, yes. ER
E-
diagram, right.
WBS.
Conversion to design.
WBS, perfect,
Conversion to design.
right.
Document templates and understanding.
Yes, yes, perfect. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, now let us learn them one by one. So there are total 12. We're going to learn. So can you see like how many are there, and they are all very practical and useful. So let me enlarge this. Okay, first. Let me enlarge this for you so I can explain. Okay, now as the word suggests, activity diagram. What do we understand in simple English when we say activity diagram? Plain English. I'm not asking for any uh,
Process flow.
detailed explanation. If somebody tells you these words, activity diagram, so what do we understand by that?
Sequence or the
Process
steps
release model.
involved in a process.
Can you please repeat it? I couldn't hear. Sorry.
I said sequence or steps
Yeah.
involved in a process.
Sounds very good. Thank you so much, Shweta. Yes, absolutely.
Process flow diagram.
So as the name suggests, okay, process flow diagram and activity diagram are a little different, but on the similar grounds, I won't, disagree on that. So let us, give me a second. I would
Prerna, I
say,
think you're on mute.
no, I'm not. I'm on not. Can't you hear me? What
No,
about
we couldn't hear
others?
you now.
Hello?
We couldn't hear you.
Okay, no, earlier I was on mute. Yeah, yeah. My son was around, so
Oh, okay.
I went on mute. Yeah. Now you can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can.
Perfect. Yeah. So I was just saying that any activity, any task, any requirement in professional world that we are working on, that can be depicted, that can be showcased, that can be explained with the help of a diagram. Okay. So we will have this simple yet very practical example, and then with that you will understand what is an activity diagram. So this activity diagram is for ATM. So everybody here uses ATM, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes
Yeah.
or no? Everyone. So there is no one who doesn't know how an ATM works or how you use an ATM. Okay. So simply you go to the machine, you swipe your or insert your debit card, you give your PIN, and you choose a particular option, whatever withdrawing or account balance or whatnot, setting the PIN, and then as per that you get your cash. Here we are focusing on getting the cash. Okay. So now in these type of diagrams, there are some basic, I would say, basic shapes which have particular meaning. Okay. So here, what kind of shapes you are seeing? Tell me in these diagrams.
Rectangles.
Yes, a lot of rectangles, right?
Yeah.
And the first one, pretty big.
Oval.
Okay.
Circle.
That's kind of a circle, but yeah. So basically, let me give you a start. Yeah, yes. So this filled circle, okay, that is called as a start node. That means Whenever you see this design or this symbol anywhere in the diagram, that means from here the process or the activity is getting started. Make sense? Okay. Then you can follow, or rather we have to follow these arrows. These arrows have direction in it. Can you see this is going down, this is going right, this is going down, then this is going left, and then again right, so these are giving us direction. So we have to follow that direction. These rectangular boxes are called as action state, okay, or action boxes for your understanding. So these boxes tells you what action, what activity we will be doing in that particular stage or in that particular state. So these are start node, activity state, and then these arrows are also called as control flow. Okay, I'm just giving you technical names just for that. So control flow means, in simple words, they're controlling your flow, where you're going, where you're going in this activity, what are you doing. So where is the flow of the overall process or activity. Now this interesting chap, this is actually a diamond shape, okay, though it is, if I think enlarge it this way, then it might be shown. So this, though it looks little, it looks like a diamond, but let me help you to look it better. Yeah. So this is called as a diamond. This is called as a decision node. So decision and diamond, both the names are similar. So here, whenever we have any question or any decisions to be made, like here, if you could see valid and invalid, those two options are there. So that time it is called as a decision node. Okay. And last but not the least, I mean, there are many, but for our understanding to get started, these many, I would say, symbols and components should be helpful. This solid circle and then again a hollow circle, behind it, it's called as an end state. So here, there are two ways this process can end. This, and at the last, oh, okay, this way. So I have kind of tried to make you understand these symbols, this one, right? So it is very, very simple. Okay, don't go on the size and the shapes of this entire diagram. Once we get started, you'll be like, oh, this is super easy, oh, this was like a piece of cake. Trust me on that. So the activity that we are doing here is ATM. Now, just let me go back to my different view. Yeah. I okay. I hope this is okay. Perfect. So now here, see, our activity starts from here, and what is the first activity mentioned here or action mentioned? Can anybody read that?
Insert
The
ATM.
first one, insert ATM card. Absolutely right. And by the way, you should also see this. It is done by the customer. Can you see this? Customer,
Yes.
ATM bank, ATM machine, and bank. So these are the parties involved. Okay. Okay. These are the, I would say, actors or parties involved in the process. Okay. So then we also have this connector or process flow or control flow. It goes valid. So in case if it is invalid, the card will be ejected out, and you can take the card and go home, and it is you can't make the withdrawal. As simple as that, right? But in case if the card is valid, right? If you have put in proper PIN number, or sorry, it's not even before, my bad, it's not even before, it's actually before entering the PIN. If your card is, I would say, not expired. Like, you have the expiry of date or expiry date of a particular card. So they are first of all checking, like you're putting a proper, like it should not be a bus card or a train card. It is a proper bank ATM card, and then it is being checked. It is a invalid, like if you're putting in expired or wrong card, then you won't be allowed. If it is a right card, then you're asked to give the PIN. Okay. Now, once you give the PIN, though we don't understand the background details, the authorization of PIN happens. Like, and sometimes if by mistake you enter a wrong PIN, then you get an alert stating, please enter, correct PIN, or this PIN was wrong or something like that. So here the authorization happens, right? Now, again, after this, here there is this diamond shape. So whenever you enter the PIN, there can be a valid PIN and invalid PIN. Let us see. Oh my goodness. Can't I? Can't I? Okay, now let us do this. So in this scenario, if our PIN is invalid, okay, can you see? Let me just make it smaller. If you enter or if we enter an invalid PIN, can you see this control flow? We are directly kind of thrown out of the system, or kind of redirected to eject card and take the card, and that would be the end of it. Can you see this? In case it is an invalid PIN, you are not allowed to do anything, and you're just kind of out of the entire process. You're not able to withdraw, and you just have to kind of leave and stuff like that. But we are looking at a practical scenario wherein your PIN is valid. Is everyone with me? Hello?
Yes.
It's quite easy. So I just want you to be with me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
perfect, perfect. So thank you so much. So if you are entering the valid PIN, thank you, then they ask you for the amount. Now we are not considering the other criteria of checking balance and other options. Let us go ahead with, because it is a cash disbursement activity that we're looking at. So yes, enter amount. So you enter the amount per se, whatever you want, $1,000 or $500, whatever. So it is checking the balance. If now again, this is also a diamond, okay? Though you can see, but it is a diamond again. So you have to make a decision. So when you're checking the balance, if the balance is greater, then only you can take the money from the slot. If the balance is less, okay? So this is balance is less than amount. So if you're trying to withdraw $1,000, and if you don't have that much at that particular amount of time, then you are kind of redirected again out. See all these bigger and longer, I would say, control flows are like kind of throwing you out of the system. So yes, you are like here, you come to this stage and you can see your balance, just to know that okay, how much amount less you have, if you wanted to kind of check your balance. So in that scenario, you can't take out the cash. But yes, if you have decent balance, and if you could take the money, so the money comes here. Can you see this? Okay. And as well as your account is debited. Okay. Can you see here? There are two things. If the balance is more than the amount, so like in short, you have sufficient amount, sufficient funds in your account. So yeah, account is debited, and you take the money from the slot. So both the activities are kind of going parallel. Can you see one arrow from here, one arrow from there? So yeah, your account is debited, you take the money, and once you even take the money, your balance is shown, right? You get to see your balance once you withdraw the money, and that you can eject the card, take the card, your activity is symbol, and you can go home. Now tell me, was it difficult or was it easy to understand? Just say easy, difficult. If anybody finds it difficult, that's also fine. But I just want to know, because I want to understand how you feel about it. Was it easy or difficult?
No, it was
Prerna,
easy.
I have a question.
Easy.
Go ahead.
So, what are these solid black lines for?
So this is basically whenever you have multiple options. Can you see this? So there are so they are kind of depicting when you have multiple activities to be done. Here I told you we are, so these are also called as joint symbols or stuff like that. But even more than calling them, it's simply whenever you have more than one option. Like you can have one single arrow or control flow whenever you have a direct action. But in this scenario, you had two actions, right? So it's basically like a branching. They are giving you two options. You can, I mean, not two options. You have two activities. So one is take your account, take money from the slot, and by once your money is removed, kind of debited from your account, that is also there. So can you see there are two things happening at the same time? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And also again when you're coming down, there are your process or your activities coming from two different directions. That's why to join them again, you have this bar. So whenever there are more than one, these kind of bars come in the picture. Easy
And what are they
or
called?
clear now? Apparently, there is not a direct name, but then whenever we have multiple choices, like one thing getting into out, it can be called as fork, it can be called as a join, depending on. So generally, it's a join symbol. This kind of bar, this, especially this coming in, so it's called as a joint symbol. Joint, because it's kind of joining multiple options. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so guys, this was an activity diagram. Trust me, it is comparatively a lot easier to understand in professional setup in organizations. Whenever you have any requirements that kind of need this kind of, I would say, explanation, we make this diagram. They are very practical, and even reading them is quite easy. Okay, so yes, this is called as activity diagram. You as a BA, you might be asked to create one with the help of some tools, but I think once we get a hang of it, it's easier than it looks. Okay, let us go to next. Okay, now this is one of one of the very interesting and very practical and very, I would say, fun thing to do. It's called as mind map. Okay, mind map. So as the name suggests, it is actually mapping the ideas that is coming in your mind. Okay, like for example, let us take a funny example. Okay, fun example, not funny. Okay. So imagine our idea is having a party on this coming weekend. Okay, this is our main idea. I'll tell you how it works. Okay. So what are the elements? Okay, forget idea party. Let us take a practical example. Okay, so we have a wedding, for example, in next month. Okay, so our main idea is wedding. So now tell me what are the main, activities corresponding to any wedding. Let us consider typical Indian wedding. So at least majority of you will know. So, but we'll go with the most typical tasks which are there in all the weddings. So yeah, main idea is wedding. So what will be the other task in the wedding? Tell me.
Shopping, guest list, food menu,
Mm-hmm.
return
Yes.
gifts.
Yes. So we can categorize them as catering, venue decoration, clothes and apparels for like return gifts and bride and grooms, everyone. Yes. And I would say this is catering, this is venue, this I would say clothing, and this, let us go with jewelry because it's a wedding. Okay. So now when I say venue, you all tell me your idea for perfect wedding venue. Because I want different ideas, that's what I'm asking everyone. So I'll at least require three inputs. Tell me, it should be different. Okay, if somebody says the earlier venue that is same as you, you can change your venue. Yeah, so what should be a perfect venue for a wedding? What do you think?
On a beach.
Perfect. What about other person? Thank you.
On top of a cliff.
Okay,
A
top of the cliff,
palace.
mountains.
Palace.
In a palace, yes, in a palace.
In
So
a-
see, you have a beach wedding, you have a cliff wedding, you have, I would say, what was that? Sorry, palace wedding, yes. Or there
Palace.
can be a lawn wedding. Yeah, there can be a wedding in the lawn or in the ground, open ground. There can be a wedding. I mean, people have underwater and in the air. We are not considering that kind of weddings, okay, just for the easier understanding. But yes, can you see? One thought gave you multiple ideas. Okay. Now again, if I have to consider a beach wedding, then what kind of beach I'm looking at? It's a pebbles beach, it's a white sand beach, it is a private beach I'm talking about. So you get it. So this is the scenario. Again, if I'm looking at a palace, okay, so are we going to Rajasthan in Jaipur, or are we going to France in those kind of palaces, or what kind of palace are we looking at? So you see, there was this one idea. From that, a sub idea came, and then from that, and by the way, you all created that, okay? We just came up with the headings. Then I told you to elaborate, and then you went ahead with these examples. Now, same way, you see, this is a catering department, okay? Catering can have broader two categories, vegetarian and non-vegetarian, okay? Vegetarian and non-vegetarian, broader, I'm saying. Okay, one can be just, let us say, continental. So, in continental, again, what all types we have? Just name a few different. Continental menu, guys. Don't tell me you aren't foodies.
Chinese menu.
Chinese, Italian,
Italian.
Mexican, authentic Indian, South Asian, whatnot. Any kind of Turkish. So any kind of continental menu that you would like to have, right? So you see, again, it will have a lot of nodes. So the basic idea of a mind map is you have one idea that is a main idea, and from that main idea, what all different directions, different explanations, different I would say sub ideas you get. This is an excellent way to brainstorm any new ideas. Okay, why do we use it and when do we use it? So we use it basically to ensure that we can capture maximum, I would say, ideas or maximum output on any particular new concept or new technology or new initiative that you want to do as a team or as an organization. This is the way why we do it. When we do it, it's definitely before any new projects or new initiative, sorry, or any new advancement that we have to do. So it's simple as that. Whenever you want to implement something new, like you can use this same technique, this mind map techniques, to make decisions in real life as well. We actually did was a practical decision, right? A wedding, and we had to decide if you want to throw a party, then you can also have a similar, like guest list, whom you want to include, your family and your friends, or only friends, or only colleagues, or only friends and no family, no colleagues, or what kind of catering you want to have, where you want to throw the party, at your home, in a restaurant, or in a lawn, or on a beach, whatever, right? Or if not this example, if you want to travel, like if you're looking at a I would say long vacation or international vacation. So where you want to go to? You want to go to Europe, you want to go to India, you want to go explore US, or you want to go visit Australia. Okay, and where in again in Europe you want to see Italy, you want to go here and there. So imagine, so it's basically one thought or one idea giving or sprouting more ideas, and that is how you grow it. And generally this is very effective in industries like advertising or innovation, or when there is a lot of new concepts are required, a lot of innovation is required, a lot of brainstorming is required. Okay, and it is called as mind map because it's kind of you're increasing your I would say you're expanding your ideas using your mind, and you're mapping those ideas on a paper. Yeah, I could see a Seep's hand raised. Seep, you have any question? Go ahead.
Yes, Prerna, I had a question on this.
Go
So,
ahead.
could you help us, with the same example, mind mapping, how can we do it for the same ATM example, like the customer ATM and the bank example, just for instance?
Okay. So, as I mentioned, this is generally done for any innovative and new branches or new, I would say, parameters we want to add that
Mm-hmm.
time. But then we can take the same example, okay, right? So there can be multiple criteria. So first and foremost is you want to main idea is you want to go to ATM to withdraw the money. Yes, that is
Yes.
your main idea. Okay. So now, give me a second. Thank you. So now there can be multiple options in that. Okay. First of all, where is the ATM? Are you going to, like, we can say, are you going to the nearby ATM, the ATM that is in your colony, in your area, or are you going to your office building ATM? This can be the start. Okay. Are you going to the office ATM, or
Mhm.
are you driving somewhere, any food mall, and there is an ATM? So what is first of all, what is the location of the ATM? Okay. Second, who is withdrawing the money? If it is near to your office, you can go to yourself and you can withdraw the money. So if this node is like, you are going to your office ATM, you have the card, you are withdrawing money, you get the cash, and it's done. In case if you are in office and the card is at home, okay, and you need and somebody at home needs the cash for whatever purpose or some work, then okay, can they drive it? So if it is your spouse, then yes, you can drive and she can use it. You can give her the pen and then she can withdraw it. If these are kids, then yes, definitely no, because there is no branch, they can't go ahead, they can't. If you have any other relative who can drive, then they can go out and they can take out money. So basically any activity, like starting with location, are you able to withdraw? Then again, if you are, if imagine again you're withdrawing, you go to ATM and you are trying to withdraw the money, and then you don't have balance, right? So just imagine we don't have these nodes. So you don't have balance, so you will be ejected out of it and you'll be shown your account balance, right? In case you have balance, then you can withdraw the money, you can go back home. So is it okay? So same activity, same example, you can utilize for this also. Definitely the nodes extension will be different, because and if the activity is stopping, then you will not have a further node. These are generally called as nodes, so I'm just referring to that. So it depends, but generally whenever there are multiple options, like like you can do this to buy a car. So what if you want to do, whenever there is any research involved, right? Whenever there is any innovation involved, this is best suitable. The early kid diagram example that we took had a very pre-definitive steps, or we knew that these are the maximum outcomes. Like, okay, either your card will be accepted or rejected. There cannot be in between. Either you can withdraw the money or we cannot withdraw the money. Then you can do it. But then there are options, there are things where you have multiple options, like you can, like for example, if you want to buy a new car, or imagine if a manufacturing company is having this session and they want to come up with a new model. So what kind of thoughts they will have, what is the engine of the car, and what is the, I don't know, what is a make they want to go ahead with, what kind of shape, what kind of lights, what kind of features automated. So we have lot of branches we have, and by the way, it can grow in multiple direction and multiple nodes. It did not have only four examples or sub ideas. It can have multiple ideas. It's like an amoeba. It can grow in any form and any shape. Yes. Is the concept clear to you, how mind map works with just going with the idea and trying to make it flourish?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, anyone has any doubts?
So, is this done
Okay,
before
make sense.
documentation is done, Prerna?
Yes, it is, as I again highlighting, it is done. Yeah, what happened? Yeah, as I'm saying, it is done before anything is done. When I say it is done before anything is done, means whenever you have an idea, whenever you have a concept, whenever you want to brainstorm on something, you do this. And once you get a final result, then only you go ahead with the documentation. Right? Where would you document? You will document when you have something concrete in your hand, right? When you know that okay, you have to work on something. So before that, so I'm seeing this kind of activity is generally done whenever we want to brainstorm. Everybody understand here the word brainstorm? When you want to have multiple ideas, when you want to have multiple solutions, right? That time you use this, and it is really, really very interesting. Yeah. So can we move to next one? Is it
Yes.
okay? Yes. Nobody's saying yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Gaurav, would you like to take it from here? Are you there?
Yes, Prerna, I would like to take from here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Am
Do
I
you
audible?
want me to give you control or? Yes,
You
yes, you
can
are
give
audible.
it to me.
Should I give you control or?
Yes, please give it to me.
Okay. Give me a second. One second.
Yeah.
Can you access it? Yeah. Can you
I
access
am not.
it?
I have not received the. Yeah. I can. Believe. Yeah, I can.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much, Prerna. And let me try to access it well. Allow me a few seconds. Prerna, I'm facing some difficulty. Otherwise, what you do, you can stop your screen
Okay.
share. Allow me to screen share then.
Okay, that works. Fine. I'm just stopping my screen share. Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
welcome.
Yeah. So, hey, welcome back, everyone. Just unmute yourself and uh, confirm me by saying yes if you all hear me well. Do you all?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you so
Yes.
much for
Yes.
the
Yes.
confirmation. Brilliant. So, what do you all see? The title of this slide. What do you all see that?
Product roadmap.
Product roadmap.
Brilliant. So yes, that's right. This is product roadmap. And when I say, and when you say product roadmap, what you can judge with this roadmap? What is the raw idea comes in your mind? What could be this utilized for? What should be the purpose of this roadmap? What sounds in your mind?
To understand how the product is being developed. Or
Brilliant. That's amazing answer. Yes, you are absolutely right. Yes, this is to understand how the progress will be developed and what all sort of the pieces of its requirement will be developed and who all will be involved to develop this and how long this will take for one team to develop it and is there any parallel activity what this entire product would require to be developed by other party or any other stakeholders will be involved? If yes, then what timeline they should acquire to work upon this? So entire representation of this has been given in a roadmap. Okay, when we say roadmap, it means that a map that will design a pathway to accomplish the goal. Do you all with me? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that's the reason when you simply read this particular roadmap, you would get to see that the timeline has been divided. Okay, and the timeline has been represented into a quarterly manner. So you can see here Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, right? So it is representing 333 months of the work for different team, and sometime the time will overlap. When we say overlap, but it means that it will not just confined in a one quarter. Few activities can go beyond one quarter. Okay, and that's how it has been represented. When you will see that, okay, we have how many teams? How many team do you see? How many teams do you see in this picture?
5.
Five.
Five.
Right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And the entire year, how they will be involved. Okay. So, say for example, team one was given the assignment to work on the Salesforce integration part only for quarter one and quarter two. What will happen with the other team during the quarter one and quarter two? So here you get to see that team two will start building the reference keys. They will diagnose into that. Team three will be involved for Cube app and Google Hangout chat integration. But this is a dual activity. It means that that can just be done within a quarter one. It means that if it is 3 weeks, then you can consider it 1.5 3 months. Then 1.5 months will be for one activity. 1.5 month will be done by 1.5 month will be dedicated to another activity, but sole responsibility will be of team three. And likewise, team 5 will see some integration part for offline mode for mobile. Uh, could be mobile app, but this is just not confined in quarter one, but also can overlap and go beyond quarter one and to be completed before Q2. What all the activities is there? So now uh, when we say that you see here the green mark, when you see the alert mark, and when you see the cross stop mark, there are different meanings behind it. So when you see that on roadmap, you can decide your own representation, iconic representation for different component to be developed on a roadmap, defining what they stand for. Although you don't find it here, but let me tell you, here this is to be checked that the functional flow is right. Here it is to check that some sort of what you call, the warning message is floated well in this entire application. When we say just warning message, doesn't mean that only the warning message. It means that it comes with the multiple gateways to handle multiple components at one intersection, and those intersection is helping the application to take a right decision based on the choices given, and on those choices the user is choosing one apt one. Okay, the best apt one. So for that it has been given this warning message kind of a thing, because here customer need to think before taking one action. Okay, and then continue to flow in a certain direction. When you see here that the cross button, it means that some sort of error expectation is there, and there they have developed some functionality for error handling and so and all. So from team 1 to team 5, if you'll see that everyone has been assigned with certain activity, as well as what all the timeline this represent for what all components they would be working. So this is either can be developed in a grid form. That's number one. Number two is that there is much smarter way nowadays to develop the product roadmap. But if you don't have any other tools like um, you know um, other than Microsoft Visio, or you don't have what you call Lucid Chart or any other tools that will help you to develop such kind of roadmap, then you can also design such roadmap even in Excel. So there is a way to design it completely. But this particular has been developed on lucidchart.com. With me, everyone? Do you understand the name of the application on which it has been developed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
So
have a
let
doubt
me
out here.
doubt on what?
Why is it there? Yeah, I mean, about the lucid tab itself. Why is it like some of them are in blue, some are in, I mean, some of the tabs are, I mean, the activities are marked as green, and I think it is red or some.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So so this is to differentiate between the application, differentiate between the types of activity will be involved. In fact, you can decide your own legion. Not necessary. It doesn't mean that you cannot check. You cannot chase the header bars of these bricks over here. So these are the
Yeah.
changeable ones. So you can decide your own color
No,
based on
but
that.
is there a relevance here that some of the activities are a specific color and some are dark blue, some are light blue? Does it have
So
a,
this is as I said, so this is for differentiation between the components what is being developed. If you see that sometime means there is a reference, of course. When we say reference, it means it is the flow from which component it will be related to next upcoming next upcoming component. Say for example, if you look at this offline mode for web app, so web app more or less will be also connected with the Salesforce integration. Here key management system reference will be there. Sales industry solution will be there, will be the reference point, and that's the reason somewhere you will identify the similar color code. When I said so, it means, for example, if you'll identify Salesforce integration, I have taken it up completely orange. Okay, so you can align the references, you can pull or you can put these orange lines, these bricks into the orange, under orange line bars as well, so that
okay.
references will be very very clear that from where it might be flowing the data. So to identify the data flow in the various component is coming from which direction. So this is that identifier in terms of color code when you say. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, since we have reached till here, one quick thing I wanted you all to do as a said assignment. See, we keep on talking about said assignment and unsaid assignment, right? And although no unsaid assignment have been received by you, but would be asking you by going back to the very first activity flow diagram or process flow diagram, whatever it was, the first one, activity diagram. So this activity diagram, what Prerna had conducted for you was representing what? It was representing what activity happened over here?
ATM.
ATM,
ATM withdrawal.
ATM cash withdrawal, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you created for ATM cash withdrawal, do you think that you can also create for cash deposit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you can develop for cash deposit, now this is a said assignment to you that I want you all by next week submitting a cash deposit diagram through, of course, with the cash dispensing machine. Okay, if it is ATM, that will be no, that will be cash deposit machine. So not dispensing, that will be CDM. You consider them. Okay, so for cash deposit, you are going to create such diagram. All right. Can you all do that?
Yeah.
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 So one quick
Yes.
warning that last time I had given to the another batch, they simply created similar diagram and they submitted it into the WhatsApp group. So you need to take care for that when you are developing the cash deposit diagram, make sure it has to be cash deposit. Okay. Yeah. Before next week, you all are going to submit where?
On WhatsApp.
Sad.
Yeah, in WhatsApp group. And you can choose to create either in the Confluence or you can choose it to create on Lucid Chart, Excel, Microsoft Word, Visio, wherever you wish to. It's all up to you. Okay. Even in Google Sheet or in Excel, but you can convert it into either readable format, into PDF or somewhere else. Okay. All right, everyone. Can we move to the next
No,
one?
in the last batch you were saying that it should be different from the what do you say, from the diagram that Prerna shared, it should be different from that. Is that what you say?
I could not understand your question. This is
No,
different.
you said that the diagram was not different from the cash withdrawal diagram last time. Is that
Yeah. That's what I said. That when I
okay?
said this is in the different batch, different track, in fact, where I taught this one, and I asked people to submit the cash deposit diagram of activity diagram. They simply gave me this activity diagram only of cash withdrawal, and they submitted into the WhatsApp group. So make sure you are not giving me in the WhatsApp group the cash withdrawal one. You are giving me of the cash deposit one only. Yeah. Did
Okay.
you all hear
Yeah.
well again to me? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for quick confirmation. Now, because now you have understood the product roadmap, I'm moving to the SWOT analysis. Quite famous in the industry, people are using it. But when it comes to the business analyst, it becomes quite important for you to understand the existing system and do the SWOT analysis. You can do the SWOT analysis uh, for multiple purposes. One, to understand the existing application, to identify the possibility of improvement, and to identify the improvement area for existing processes and all. The whole idea from business analyst, when I say that when you develop a SWOT analysis for customer requirement, what you will all have is only the opportunities. Even you will do the SWOT analysis, you will identify the strengths, you will identify the opportunity few areas, you will identify the weakness, you will identify the threats. But in overall, what I say, this work is done with the intent to create the opportunity not only for the customer to grow, but also for yourself to grow as an organization, and in the organization personally for you. When I said why I'm saying this, what do you think? Who can think that why did I say, why did I tell you?
Maybe to understand where exactly we stand.
Where exactly you understand? All right, this is one of the answer. Who else can give me the another answer? The best one. See, we are doing all these activity, right? Strength, weakness, opportunity, threats, identification. But at the end, when I'm saying that all these activity has to be done with the opportunity creation only. And why I'm saying that? Who can give me the answer? Think about it. I want you to be a thinker and then give me the answer.
Only if you identify the what do you say, the strengths and weaknesses within your application, can you what do you say, grow or uh, improve the application, right?
Hmm. How can you improve the application? Can you go more deeper?
How can um, I mean it's a scenario by scenario basis, right? If it's
Okay.
an already existing application and it has to be, let's say, you want to expand it further, or you want to increase your number of clients, or for that matter, you need to understand the what are the strengths. If there's an existing weakness, how to overcome that weakness.
Wow.
That's
Hmm.
why.
Right, Anushri, good. So if it is strength, you can say
Mhm.
that continue to be with the strength. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
When you identify the weakness, think of that how you can overcome those weaknesses
Overcome the weaknesses. Yeah,
in a way that can you also convert them into strength, right, Anushri?
yeah.
Yeah, so I understand your part when you say for strength and weakness. When you convert weakness into strength, because you have identified weakness and start working towards strengthening it and giving it more power, it means that you created an opportunity, right,
Yes.
Anushri?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So go on. So you talked about strength, you talked about weakness. What further?
Threats. Threats could be. Um, I mean, if it can be hacked by uh, others, or all those kind of threats
Yeah.
can be
Yeah,
those
so
can.
let me help you. If there are threats, like you talked about hacks, and you identify beforehand, what you can do
Mm.
then? These are threats, right? These are the risk. What do you need to do?
Need to better improve your code or better improve your security of the application. If the if it can be if it's hackable, you need to make it more secure so that.
Okay, if you identify the threat, like risk for if it is hackable, okay, then
Mhm.
how would you will secure it more robustly? Okay, so that will become again opportunity for you to create robust system for
Yeah,
existing application. Okay,
exactly.
yeah, and
Yeah,
opportunities already opportunities, right,
yeah,
Anushri?
yes.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you so much for answer, and thank you so much for thinking and taking it as a challenge, going more deeper. Can we give a round of applause for this effort, please? Okay. I really want to appreciate that because see, it really requires a concentrated, thinking, going deeper into that why it is coming up, and you took it as a challenge and you did it so well. So yes, everyone, if you have not really appreciated, please go ahead and clap because what you appreciate appreciates you back. Thank you, Anushri. Okay. So now, when I say that, I was just trying to debrief Anushri. Now, I want someone else to take this up further and tell me, oh, in a summarized manner, that what exactly me and Anushri spoke. What did we converse? So that I will reiterate my question. If SWOT analysis is to identify strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats for existing system, and I call it the entire thing is an opportunity, please explain me why did I say so. So other than Anushri, who else can explain me this please?
I can try, Gaurav.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, since SWOT analysis, obviously, strengths for any business will be whatever they are doing good. So we can always, okay, you need to continue doing this. These are your strengths. Now, let's say the client, the weaknesses, when we come to the weaknesses, if there is something which needs to be improved, then, that's also as is an opportunity for us so that, we can obviously improve the systems or we can communicate to the client that this is something. I mean, in a way, this is an opportunity for you to improve your system. Now, opportunities, of course, we know like, what are the opportunities in the system and threats again. Like, we were discussing, Anushri said about the security part. So same, if there is a threat in the business, then again, it's an opportunity for us to to state to the stakeholder or to the business that this again can be done to improve the system, and it can be an opportunity for us to discuss.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Brilliant. Thank you so much. One round of applause for Sweta, right? You're
See,
Sweta, right? Seep. Okay, great. So one round of for clapping for Seep as well. Thank you, Seep, for reiterating that. Yes, you are absolutely right. And do you all know that this will help you to go more closer, not only to customers' goal, as well as vendors' goal, your personal goal, and to an organization goal. So when we say that if you need to identify your own goal, I don't know how many of you are here who understands little bit of Hindi terminology. I believe looking at the name, can I assume that you understand few words of Hindi? Hindi. Can I assume?
yes.
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 Okay, thank you. So what I do generally, and I came up with this term recently. Okay, so how you can say that it helps you to go closer to go closer to uh, you know, go closer to your goal. Okay. So did you see that I wrote some letters of Hindi? First this one, okay, then this one, and then this one, and then this one. Did you see the order? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see? Yeah. So when I wrote these later, when you combine them together, what they read as, how they are read as? They are read as maksad.
Maksad.
Yeah. Have you heard these word ever of Hindi?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And what do we understand this in English? Maksad means
Goal.
Good. Aim.
goal. Yes, you are right. So some part of in India, this letter sh is also pronounced as sir simply, like from I mean this is the pronunciation, this is right, but this is as a I mean, I don't know how it is. This is pronounced influenced by the mother tongue, like in Gujarat, Bihar, West Bengal, or so. Okay, so this strength is Shakti. Okay, so I will call it as a Shakti. Okay, opportunities is Mauka. Okay, so M, the initial Ma is Mauka, K is kamzori, that is weakness, and the is threat is dikkat. Okay, so when you will combine, take the first letter, it will lead you towards your maqsad, that will lead you towards your goal. All with me? Easy to remember why you need to do the maqsad, this SWOT analysis. Yeah,
Yeah.
bit easier to
Yes.
digest. Yeah.
Yes.
So whenever it comes to, do the SWOT analysis, you need to understand the purpose behind it. If you are very much clear, the purpose is to help others to go closer to their goal, then remember this word maqsad, okay? And the how it has been abbreviated. I just came up with this by working on a book. Okay, they talk about not to think in yes no, think about in H manner. H stands for honesty. So the book name was Honest Thinking. Okay, and there they really came up with differently this part maqsad. Okay, and this book is still unreleased. Okay, and I was doing the review of that book, and there I learned about this maqsad. Okay, and how beautifully it was created for Hindi readers to remember that why we need to do this to go closer to our goal. So was it interesting to understand the
Yes.
SWOT analysis more in detail? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it
Okay.
was. Yeah.
Great. Super.
So,
Now, yeah,
Gaurav,
go
I would
ahead.
like, so who does this and at what stage do we do this?
Okay, Sweta. So who can tell that who does it and who is learning this?
So the business
Who does?
analyst will do that. It's
Yes.
part of the elicitation techniques.
Yes, you are right. So this is called as requirement elicitation technique, and of course during the requirement gathering, when you are identifying the various processes, developing the various steps, phases, and stages, that is the time there you can represent this strength, SWOT analysis in those document, in the requirement document, and it is generally done by business analyst in IT world when it comes to requirement elicitation. However, it is not just confined that only SWOT analysis can be done for requirement elicitation by only business analyst. This SWOT analysis in this entire world can be done by anyone to achieve any sort of goal. Okay. For requirement elicitation, it is done by business analyst to develop the requirement and help other stakeholders to um, uh, understand the goal or require more in detail. However, the SWOT analysis not only constrained with the business analyst or for requirement elicitation, this can be used by other purposes as well, and anyone else can do that too. Yeah, you can do SWOT analysis for your personal growth too, Sweta.
Mhm.
Are you with me?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
but in business world and in IT world, who does it?
Business analyst.
Business analyst. Okay, and you can develop the SWOT document as well. Okay, it's all up to you, and you can, in the SWOT document, you can come up with the all those processes, all those integration area, and there you can do this. Okay, for this API number one integration, I am doing the SWOT analysis, and these are my identification. All APIs, all API SWOT analysis is contained in are contained in this document. So you can create a altogether a different document with the SWOT document, or you can develop in the requirement elicitation documents in every section this small SWOT analysis as well. So it is not only the confined in a way that it has to be just to be done inside one document. It can be a separate document as well if you are you have decided to do for certain integration area as well. Okay.
Gaurav, I would
Can
like
I?
to add this
Yeah, please go ahead.
regarding this. Yeah. So basically, SWOT analysis used to be a very typical and I would say widely used analysis process during maybe 20, 30 odd years back to understand what career path any graduate or any person wants to take, even as well as what stream of studies, if any student wants to take. I clearly remember, students would have this kind of test, or they would be asked which is the favorite subject. Like if your strength is say maths or science, then you would definitely opt for a science stream. Or if you're I would say liking is more towards arts, and if your weakness is these subjects like maths and other subjects, and definitely you will go in a different stream like art stream, or any, I would say, a skill oriented stream. So this was a very simple yet effective tool that time to take the decisions, but it has evolved over a period of time into very good decision making in the professional world as well. So yes, just wanted to add this point. Thank you.
Sure. So this is a quite means we are learning from the business analyst point of view. What Prerna has said is the added information for you, but also you do the understand that what I have recently learned, that people do spiritual SWOT analysis as well. So this is altogether a different term. We are not going into detail, but yeah, this how important and useful tool this is. So you too can utilize in the various area. Cool. Can we move to the next one?
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
You're welcome. Now, this is the quite interesting one. Prerna loves it, but today I got the opportunity to talk about it more in detail. All right. So what you see is that what is the right area talks about the bubble has written about it. What word do you find in the right bubble?
Root,
Root. And what is the tail of that?
cause,
Cause.
And when you see and read both the bubbles, what can you assume the fishbone diagram could be for?
Root
Root cause
cause.
analysis.
Cause.
Root cause analysis. Absolutely right. You are right. So, why do we do root cause analysis? On what uh, element we will do the root cause analysis? What do you see? Where it is happening? Where it is happening? This root cause
Problem.
Problem.
There is a
on a
problem.
problem. And when do you do a root cause analysis for any problem that has occurred? At the end, what do you get, or
A
what you
solution.
should get? A
Solution.
solution. Okay, absolutely right. Yes. What you see here is the root cause analysis diagram using fishbone diagram method. Okay. The whole purpose behind this is to identify the solution behind a problem. What the problem actually exists could be the reason of certain some other activities that has happened before the problem occurred. But what happens is exactly when you try to reach to that solution and you start diagnosing those problems, you may identify the reason behind it could be this at the surface level. So it is said that when a problem well defined is half solved. Have you heard this phrase earlier?
Yes.
Yes, no? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. So here is the problem. When you start diagnosing it, you may still identify the reason behind it. And when you identify the reason behind it, you may define it. Okay, this problem happened because of this. But sometimes you may come across that the reason behind the problem, what we are shouting and what we are demonstrating or emphasizing, could be the reason at the surface level. But when we dig deeper, we may go towards the core of it. And is it possible when we dig deeper, we can go to the core of it?
Yes.
Yeah. When we may find the reason could be the superficial. Even we try to fix it and we don't reach to the solution. So likewise, when you see this fishbone diagram has gotten a skeleton way as well, where these can be the fishbone when you identify. One could be talking about any IT technical issue. Our application technical issue could be caused due to the environment, or could be of the management, could be of materials, could be of people, could be of processes, or could be of equipment. When we just say that, that is not really more understandable. So environment may have the multiple environment. Do you know in IT world what all the environment have? Yes? No?
Yeah.
Say yes or no.
Yes. So
All of you know what all the environment exists in the IT world when application, when we are rolling the application out?
Yes.
No.
No. So Dara says no. Who else says no? Who all don't know about it? I know that few of you know about what all the environment exists, but I'm assuming there are few of you who don't know that what all environment we are talking about.
No.
Yeah? Yeah, thank you for being honest and asking about it. I wanted you to ask me so that I can tell you. So what happens is that, and those who know it, please help me for this, okay? So what do you see when we talk about Amazon.com, okay? Where it is live, okay? When Amazon.com is live, okay? When Amazon.com is live, you can call this environment where even customers, any end user can access that. Okay. This one can be called as what environment? What environment it could be?
Production.
That's right. This is either the production environment or live environment, right? So if it is production or live environment, I'm not sure, but I assume that I have spoken about it when we were talking about um, in when we are talking about DOD, definition of done for agile. Okay. So before production, if anything catches in the production, any problem happens in the production, can we go into the live environment, do the bug fixing over there, stop all the business over there because we are working and trying to do that some activity? Can we do that?
No.
no.
No. And why we can't do that?
Because it's the live environment where actual transactions and actual clients are
Yes.
looking at.
If we can't even attempt to do that because it will yield to the financial losses. And we can't, we are not mentally or even any which way we are ready to do so and experience it. No one would want that, right? Yeah, yes or no?
It will be
With
your
me
Yes.
so
easy
far?
way to lose your job. It will be the
Yeah.
easiest way for you to lose your job.
Yeah, don't even think of doing that. Otherwise, people will lose their job who all will be involved. Okay, what in whatever position you are in. Absolutely well said. So what will happen if we have some issues in the production itself? What should be the way where we can test it actually why the problem might have happened? Say, for example, I'll give you some example. What will happen that everything is done, everything is ready. Now on Amazon.com, we have rolled out new feature. Now think of new feature. Uh, so now Amazon.com is not selling car. Okay. Do you all know Amazon.com is not selling car?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you all
Yeah.
know that?
Yeah.
Imagine a new environment came or new website came, Amazon cars.com. okay, and it has gotten its immersion view. So when you will go in the immersion view, what you have to do is that you will see that when I'll buy this car and when I will travel on any road on this world, okay, imagine you take a name of any city. Take a name of any city in this entire world. One city name.
Mumbai.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, I heard clearly. Okay, and I'll take that. On Los Angeles, tell me the which road will have, if you are aware of, heavy traffic during the daytime. And sometime when you find a good clean road, you may drive at the speed of 80 or 120. Is there any such road is there on the in Los Angeles where you can drive up to 120 speed?
I don't know.
You don't know,
Yeah,
hypothetically
there are.
imagine.
Obviously, there are. I don't recollect the roads. You just told me to take an example, so I took Los
Okay,
Angeles.
okay. So let's understand everyone to be on the same page. And Amazon.com came up with this concept that um, drive immersion view or test drive immersion view, okay, where you will pick the car and it has integration with the Google or Amazon developed itself its Amazon map, and using that you just take that car, sit in that car virtually and just try to speed it up at the 120 speed. Okay, when you are going that, two things may happen. Either car itself is not starting, that's number one. Number two is that the moment it is starting, it is all of a sudden it is stopping in between. You are racing, trying to reach to the 120 to test it, whether it collapses or it reaches or hits some hindrances. So there could be the multiple hiccups. But when I am putting this example, are you able to imagine this? Are you able to understand what exactly I'm trying to bring? What scenario in front of you? Are you able to understand that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, okay, fine. Uh, just give me a second. Yeah. So when you are able to understand that, and suppose such hiccups happen, what is going to happen is that you hit that car and you complain about it. Now it could be when you need to test it, you will go back and you can't test the entire thing into the production. You can't diagnose that, and for that you must have one environment to which we call it as a pre-prod environment, or someone will call it as a mirror environment, mirror production environment, right? Where you can do the exact activity and try to understand that where the problem appeared. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, no? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, it could be certain. Now, we are talking about the environment, and we found the problem in the production. In pre-production, there is no such environment. Now, there could be the problem that we are trying to, we are trying to understand certain thing. Now, this, if it is not problem in the pre-prod or its earlier environment, say for example, it has passed the UAT, user acceptance testing, there also this is not a problem. And the management might have not conveyed certain documentation which has to be conveyed. So you identify the problem is into the management. Okay, why management did not convey? You are diagnosing everywhere because the management did not receive from certain people. Okay, it could be the deaf people or VS. Okay, why they did not receive from the people? Because that process was not integrated in a document. Okay, why? Because that was the not asked to be included into the material from the customer itself. And that's the reason particular information as a rule was not conveyed and did not reach over here. And there was certain, certain business rule involved over there, that when you are doing the testing for the immersive one, you have to just don't accelerate immersively. You have to just continue to check one particular panel that will indicate you in the immersive view that it is going from 0 to 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 and thereby to 120. Because how to use this panel particularly and why to use, and using the panel is mandatory in the immersive view, that has not been conveyed, is not communicated, and it was not, you know, was not conveyed and either it was not even asked, the entire problem existed. Okay, now this was made example. Doesn't mean that the similar example will always happen. Sometime, such problem happen that in everything is working fine, but in production you identify that certain config file has been not included because the ask was not there. Why ask was not there? Because the dependency was there in the dev team, because business analysts are not more aware of those technical files. With me so far, are you understanding that when you are trying to diagnose any problem, we may go from equipment, that what all the config files are there, the processes, where some files are being used, people who all are involved to produce certain material and make it available in the document version control section, or thereby they submit to the management, and management roll them into the various environment to refer to it, to utilize it. So when we are doing all these diagnosis at the every single skeleton's bone, we will identify, we can reach to the cause. And here the cause came, how to use the mandatory panel in the immersive view was missing, and using the panel into the immersive view was mandatory. And without using that, or switching on that panel, the customer try to attain the immersive view ride experience on amazoncar.com, and that's the reason it was failing and not moving ahead. Having said so, let me quickly tell you, before UAT, people worked uh, to integrate all the system as a whole together and make sure this is working in this environment well, to which we call it as SIT environment. What is full form of SIT environment?
System integration testing.
System integration test. And when system is produced as a whole, before that it is tested component wise, to which you can simply call it as a testing environment, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. And before it is made available for the testing, it is made available for all the developers, where they can integrate
Dev.
1, 2, 3 integrated document. Yeah. What did it say?
Dev.
Development.
Dev environment, right? This can be the part of dev environment where all the dev can access. But before it comes to dev, they work locally and on their local machine, and this become, they are called as local environment, where they develop the component, and all the component when made available to all the developers is called as developer. When it moves towards the tester to use it, it's called as testing environment. When all the components is integrated together, made available made available as a system as a whole, is called as system integration testing environment. And when it is passed and it goes for user, like business users and customer, to test that in for user acceptance, it is called as user acceptance testing environment. And before they roll out towards the production, they will make sure that we will have the mirror production environment as well, to which we call it as pre-prod, or it is called as production environment as well. When it is live environment can also be called as production environment. But how did we reach to the amazoncar.com's problem and diagnose this using fishbone diagram? Were you able to understand, everyone? How did we reach and concluded it that okay, it was the communication problem? Okay, that customer forget to ask, and that communication could be the equipment, okay, or could be the processes. The problem was the process was not well defined, that when you are delivering, it was no ask for the customer, nor it was conveyed by the business analyst that it was mandatory to have. Because of no ask, it has never been produced. But at the end, we created, okay, please mention this is the mandatory. It may happen, and this was made example. And likewise, we make experience various other different problems. So I see that we are 6 minutes overrun. Any questions so far?
Yes, Gaurav, one quick question. So all this, like so this the root cause analysis. So all the information for the root cause analysis, because obviously, as I understand, the developers are also involved, the testers are also involved. So the requirement gathering happens at all levels of, like, from
No, no,
early.
no, no. No, requirement gathering happens only once, as you might have undergone the process. Okay,
Yeah.
so Yeah, it always happens one, but there is possibility during the requirement gathering, customer don't understand that few information is mandatory for them to convey. Okay, they
Right.
might say only at once, but they forget to tell that this is mandatory. Okay, or
Mm.
customer when we are enabling customer to utilize certain feature, and based on that we understood, okay, enabling this panel is mandatory. We forgot to convey them. So anything may happen. Customer might not aware of that, but during review we said to them, if we are working in the sprint manner, okay, we have developed this panel because based on this panel they will be able to continue that. Customer forgot to tell, okay, give me this into the requirement document that this is mandatory to use. It might happen because this example I just made up from nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hypothetical, but it was never been the part of the requirement. Something comes up in between to the requirement, the requirement document has to be further developed. It can be the part of user story. Okay, but ultimately they forget to include into the training document or user manual document. Getting me?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this is how it was been taken.
Okay. Thank you.
Any confusion? See to you?
Uh, yeah, I'm getting it. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. In case any confusion, please ask, because asking question will lead to the clarity. If you won't ask, keeping the mind, okay, let me try to, uh, get by my own self, you may take time to process it.
okay.
But
Um,
asking the question will help you and others to understand deeper level.
Yeah, sure. So I understood, what you discussed. My only thing was coming back to kind of, you would say, the basics of requirement gathering.
Mm-hmm.
So while we do the requirement gathering, and of course we're preparing the document, and let's say, okay, this is the problem. They said that, okay, this, we have to do the immersive panel now, but the problem, obviously we're doing this analysis to understand the issue, correct? And you said like
Right.
we need to go deeper to understand
Mm-hmm.
where the issue is, whether it's the people, whether it's the environments, or whether some issue is there with the management. So the information regarding that, it
Mm-hmm.
comes, I mean, we do multiple round of interviews with the different, do we just discuss? So if we discuss all this with the client, or do we have like, even the developers or testers who are involved in this discussion, like while, gathering the requirements? Let's say if I want to conduct interviews with them.
Not necessary that developers or tester will get involved
Okay,
into this
okay. So it's
requirement gathering.
mostly the client, whoever is representative who.
Client, product owner, and
Okay.
sometimes business analyst.
Okay,
Yeah?
yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much I wanted to know. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Thank you so much, everyone. Any question? Anyone else other than Seep? Quickly, we are 10 minutes overrun. Okay, if no question, I'm going to just wrap it up and we'll again meet next time and the recording will be shared with you. I hope it is getting recorded. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. So this is time for quick, attendance. How we are going to take the attendance this time? Just type in your name into the WhatsApp group and one word that comes in your mind, conveying that whether you were able to understand, connect, relate, and get it well. You can tell that anything else other than these words, that what do you feel like saying, how it has been for you in today's learning. Okay, was it insightful or something else? All right, everyone. So if no question, we are wrapping up, and thank you so much for showing up, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye, everyone. Good night.
Yeah.
Good
Good night.
night.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye. Good night. Take care. Good night.
Good night.